Hey everybody, I'm Drew. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you 4 cards and talk about 4 players. My buddy Justin, over 3 Good Nerds, had this great idea for VR. He wanted us to show some cards or cards that we collect that are of our namesake. Well, Justin, I scoured the internet and I couldn't find anybody or any player named Cheap Shot. Just couldn't find them. So I thought I'd take some liberties and show you 4 players that were intimidating, scary, enforcers, if you will, and could deliver a good cheap shot when needed. Hey, the first card I want to show you is this guy, Eddie Mathews. Hey, 1953 Topps card, Eddie Mathews. What a great third baseman in his day. Curt Gowdy, the famed broadcaster, once said he was a tough man. Nobody messed around with Mathews during his playing career. Isn't that great? And here's the back of that card. Sorry for the glare. 1953 Topps. Great looking card of Eddie Mathews. So we'll go ahead and set him there and we'll talk about Eddie just for a few minutes. He was one of the toughest men in baseball and drew almost as much attention to his fighting as he did his hitting. In August of 1960, Frank Robinson of the Hall of Fame Cincinnati Reds slammed into Mathews at third and received several blows to the face from Mathews. Eddie hit him with 3 punches not even Muhammad Ali could have stopped, recalled teammate Warren Spahn years later. Eddie was a tough competitor and a tough guy. He didn't back down from anybody. A beanball war against the Dodgers in 1957 ended up with Mathews pummeling pitcher Don Drysdale, who I'll talk about in a little bit. And here's another quote. With Eddie, you never, ever worried about anything, said former Braves teammate Lou Burdett. If somebody charged the mound when you were pitching, you knew he was going to be there. Eddie used to tell me, let that son of a gun charge you and get the hell out of the way. Mathews' tenacity, as well as his willingness to protect his teammates at all times, made him one of the most respected players in the National League during the 1950s. This is a guy that could deliver a cheap shot when needed. All right, next, we've got the 1968 Topps Jerry Koosman rookie card. There you go, Mookie. Now, hey, Jerry Koosman, who was an outstanding player, shared a card with Nolan Ryan. But I want to talk about Nolan Ryan because this is another guy. This is another guy that could deliver a cheap shot when needed. Very intense pitcher. And let's get him in the background here as well, right with Eddie Mathews, shall we? All right, so Nolan Ryan was an intimidating presence on the mound. That grunt married with that Ryan Express fastball was legendary. Should we talk about Robin Ventura for a minute? That Chicago White Sox infielder didn't appreciate getting hit by Ryan during a game in 1993, and he charged the mound. And Nolan Ryan, who was 46 at the time, put the 26-year-old Robin Ventura in a headlock and pummeled him with punches. So, winning a fight against someone who's 2 decades your junior, it doesn't get much tougher than that. You know what's funny about that fight? Robin Ventura got kicked out of the game and Nolan Ryan went back to the mound and kept playing. Hey, how about this guy? Pitcher Don Drysdale, the Dodgers. This is a 1963 Post cereal card. I got this from a buddy. He just gave it to me. And, you know, at first I got pretty excited. I thought, oh no, I got his autograph. And I've compared it. It's not his autograph, but still a great card. And it's actually the only Don Drysdale card I have, so I'm very fortunate to have it. All right, so let's get Don down here, and we'll talk about this legendary pitcher who could deliver a good, clean, cheap shot when needed. Well, Don Drysdale was known for his unyielding competitive nature. He stood a towering figure on the mound at 6'5", and he would intimidate hitters with his size and aggressive pitching style. His fastball and hard slider were thrown with a sidearm motion, enhancing his dominance and contributing to his reputation for, brushing back hitters, or in some cases, hitting them with pitches when necessary. Well, Drysdale was synonymous with the inside pitch, leading the National League in hit batsmen 5 times. His fierce presence on the mound epitomized the concept of pitching inside as a strategy and a psychological advantage. This approach commanded respect and at times fear from opposing hitters, cementing his place as one of the baseball's most intimidating pitchers and a guy that could deliver a good, clean, cheap shot. Sal Magley once said, "I don't think Don ever tried intentionally to send someone to the hospital. A pitcher needs to pitch inside. And if one of your teammates goes down, you do what you have to do to even the score. Plain and simple." I have to wonder if Don Drysdale and Eddie Mathews ever got together after their playing careers to have a beer or sit down and talk about who delivered the hardest punch. But here are a few pictures I thought I'd share. So in case you're wondering, Eddie Mathews is number 41. And in the picture where he's taking a right swing at Don Drysdale, I think that's Gil Hodges being held back by a Braves player. I don't know who for sure, though. And here's another picture. It looks like Drysdale's already on the ground, and Eddie Mathews, number 41, is taking a pretty good swing. And the guy, I'm looking at this article, and it shows Pee Wee Reese is in this picture. He's the one with his mouth open. Well, anyway, I don't know who got the better of who, but I think it would have been interesting to get those two men in a room after their playing days. And a quick shout out to Pastor Craig. I know he's a big Eddie Mathews fan. All right, one more guy, and that is Omaha native Bob Gibson. Here shown on his 1974 Topps card. And old Bob was one of the most intimidating pitchers in baseball history, willing to attack hitters literally and metaphorically. So let's slide over Don a pinch, and we'll get old Bob in here. We'll put him right here. And well, the longtime St. Louis Cardinal pitcher was an ornery type on the mound, never afraid to hit a batter who crowded the plate, and that style worked. He was extremely competitive and downright surly. Hank Aaron, the greatest home run hitter of all time, said this about him: "You do not dig in against Bob Gibson. He'll knock you down. He'd knock his own grandmother down if she dared to challenge him. Don't stare at him. Don't smile at him. Don't talk to him. He doesn't like it. If you happen to hit a home run, don't run too slow. Don't run too fast. If it happens that you want to celebrate, get into the tunnel first. And if he hits you, don't charge the mound, because that guy's a Golden Glove boxer." Well, here you go. 4 intimidators, 4 enforcers, 4 guys that could deliver a clean, cheap shot when you needed it. I have to wonder, with today's game, what would Don Drysdale, Bob Gibson, and Nolan Ryan do, or even Jerry Koosman for that matter, if he saw a batter flip a bat and take his time around the bases? It might make for some pretty good TV. And Eddie Mathews, I bet, wouldn't like it either. That was a great era of baseball. Thanks for joining me for a short bit. Keep growing your collection, card farmers. We'll see you next time.